Hello and welcome to another coaching video, and in this one we have a Platinum Diana and a Platinum Graves. Of course, remember, if you were lower Platinum before the start of Split 2, most likely you will still be Platinum. Platinum 1, Platinum 2. If you were P3 and above, 99% you're going to be Emerald, for which we will have a new style of video as the ranks develop their own personalities. Obviously, we will cover everything and more for you on this channel. Gangplank shows up a little bit late here. Darius is sitting in the brush, which means we can probably anticipate some sort of leash. Likewise, the Dino is leashed on the bottom side. Now, there is going to be an event in this game. I have on the timeline something happening that's quite bloody. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to observe it, and that's why you don't make your top lane leash sometimes. And if you want to start top side to go bottom side, go leashless, because if you have a good boy who can go ahead and do things like this, you want it to happen, trust me. TB burned by the Gangplank, and now we're going to be pathing upside. Hahaha, maybe there's something that can happen. Nico shoving in the Yasuo, and yes, we are playing the buff Diana. We all know Diana has not been so great for a while. She's a little bit boring, people don't like watching and playing her anymore, but there is still this ability to carry to Diamond pretty easily. We're going to talk about regular build paths, of course, and what we can necessarily do to thrive. The Gangplank has died in TP, the Graves, 242. That's slow. I have to let you know that you can get the jungle video courses on Virkayu.gg for a 95% discount with the new membership program. Get access to the courses you need to achieve your goals by the end of Split 1 and for all of Split 2. Not only that, I'm also including a private Discord with this so that you can come and join me, get access to free coaching, free champion infographics, weekly lectures and Q&As, as well as a free video every week only released within the Virkayu.gg Jungle Club Discord. If you want to buy the courses standalone, you of course can still do that, along with a free jungle improvement PDF, the video courses, plus full access to the Discord. Virkayu.gg is even more a jungler's learning paradise. Click the link below to climb faster than Warwick chasing a 1 HP Jinx across the map. So if you're this kind of Graves, you know, what I do like is that we're cutting in looking at this gang, obviously, but please, my friends, get into the practice tool, get these clears done. There's no reason for you to be that damn slow with your clear, especially in Graves. You have fleet footwork, your Graves. You can do it. Now, Diana's going to full clear, obviously. Go to Gromp, better sequencing, remember? Wolves, Gromp, blue. So that when you go back to base after doing all the cool stuff on the map, Krugs will spawn, Raptors will spawn, Wolves will spawn, Gromp will spawn. First 6. Oh. What are we... Okay, look. I don't mean sometimes to be a little mean with the facial expressions, but you know the Graves started top sides going down. Like, it's just 99% what he's going to be doing. And if he starts on the bottom side, it's so we can get a leash, and you will be able to tell. The Fiesta we see here is the bottom lane getting a kill, so that's first kill, obviously. But, you know, there's no reason to ward this at this point in the river, because you're going to do the Gromp, you're going to do the blue. If you see this gank before the blue, definitely rotate as expected. But, you know, now the Gromp is down, so that will respawn at 215, and you're giving yourself a better experience potential. Now, we're going to run into the lane here as Diana and force, you know, the flash. This was it. This was the kills. These were, people died. Yeah. So, what do we learn as a farming jungler? Don't over commit to ganks that you don't really need to. And I had a coaching session just today and all the kind of stuff we talk about in the membership Discord, where, you know, you mustn't over commit to these kinds of things as a farming jungler. You have to, even as Graves, as a no way both of them did the same clear. Like, he's slow for sure and definitely cut mid lane, but look, the statistical worst clear in this entire game, is you doing red, Krugs, Raptors, Wolves, blue, Scuttle, Gromp. Because it means you were so slow in those first 5 camps that the Scuttle spawned. And even if you look for ganks and such things, it will change the nate. Like, if you cut for a gank like this guy does and then fall back to the Scuttle and Gromp, that's fine. Right? You're reacting to information on the map, but when you are strategically doing blue, Scuttle, Gromp, it's horrific. Like, he's basically doing that here. Shows up a little bit on the bottom side, but it doesn't give anything. Now, the Diana should know that at 420, the Krugs will spawn. At your 440ish, you're going to have the Raptors spawn. So I do like the fact that she sees him ganking bottom side and says, you know what, I'm going to do something about it. I'm going to steal some camps. And obviously, we're watching this. So now's not the time to be doing your Krugs, Diana. Oh, Diana. Oh, that's a dead Gangplank. That's a dead gangplank, and you have flash, and now there's minions in the way, and it's thinned out a little bit, and you are able to rotate and get it anyway, but you're so removed, and you compromised your mid laner because he could have seen this happening beforehand and then stayed in his lane and not wasted his time. It all combines together. Do you see what I'm talking about here? So, to correct what we've seen in this video as a platinum level jungler, do a full clear, bull scrub sequencing. Do your blue, but if you see a gank that's definitely rotatable, do so. However, in this particular case, we had time for it to push in a little bit more, which gave us a little space to get the kill as the gangplank still had his flash. So we could afford maybe to skip on the scuttle grab on the top side and do the gank and then fall back down to it. This would then allow us to either gank mid lane, fist this guy over here, or just go straight back to base, counter gank him here, take all our camp sequence all the way up again, gank him again. Now, the Graves are going to show up, recognize his Krugs have gone and show up here. This is obviously, I like this. The timing was off, but I like this. We kind of knew what was going on. The ward in the river here, I didn't. That was pointless. So we could have used that ward in a better position as well. And once he kind of falls out of the zone here into this, a little slow, but I'm glad we saw it. So that's very good. It's obviously good, but not efficient and not maximized. But it's okay, you know, as I say with these MMRs, it's just good to see people do the right things. Like, I'm glad that we looked for a gank here. I just think the timing was completely off and we had time to see if it was actually worth our time in the first place. It wasn't, so we died. Likewise, we go for the counter jungling when we see the Graves, so we go ahead and we counter jungle and do the dive. As fluidly as we could have done? No, but I'm glad that we did it. You can always improve that timer. Now, we see the pings by the bottom lane onto the Diana here. The Diana went to the Krugs to the Raptors. Red spawning because of all the delay. They're asking, why aren't you ganking this? Because it's a Lulu Twitch. And while we can gank this, we know the Graves is going to be pathing in this particular vicinity. As we see, because we saw. If this was a typical game with a regular sort of cadence for tracking and timing, we could gank this way ahead of the Graves. But now the Graves is going to show up here. We see this. They're actually basing, which is impressive. Diana, not quite level 6. We should be level 6. This is great from the Graves. I'm really happy about this. The Diana should shadow this and be ready to counter gank it as she is, which is great. We can probably pick up something here. We're really close to 6. Yeah, we'll get 6 from this. Juicy. And now we can try and fight the Graves. You go nowhere, little jungler. Oh, this poor Yasuo, man. This poor Yasuo. Let him get something. Oh, I feel so bad for him. Like, he's committed 2 roams, gotten absolutely nothing from them. You got to feel for him a little bit. Now, fortunately for us, we are getting juice. So, if you come at a base, and you see the Graves going down to the bottom side here, and then you see the bottom lane pushing up, and most likely going to have a dive, but you think, listen, Graves is going to be coming down. I don't feel comfortable going for this gank in that crashing wave with the state of my bottom lane. Let me just do my chems. And when Graves shows up, I'll counter gank it. That's okay too. You're selling out your bottom laners. You're selling out your bottom laners for your own gold, which is fine when you're Diana, because that's what you want to do to carry. And now the buffs to the W and the AP ratios across the board, those, you know, what you're going to notice from Diana is you're going to feel that in these early skirmishes, okay? The champion could still do everything we're doing in the game. It's just going to give you a bit more strength in these tight scenarios. You know what I mean? It's a bit more strength in these tight scenarios. So effectively, overall, I'm happy with the underlying game plan. Full clear, look for a gank, take a scuttle, guy shows opposite side, do the second rotation, counter jungling, get yourself a dive going as well. Yes, there is. Nice. And then that's fantastic, right? And then you go down to the bottom side, gank doesn't seem so good, so I'm gonna do my camps. But I know Graves is coming down, so I'm looking out for the counter dive, which we see, which we do, which we thrive on. So that's all good stuff. But the timings, again, were off. Now, he's got 6 as well, so it looks a little like a stop animation when Graves players who are not very good play. Obviously, we have our R up again. We don't need to use it at all. There you go, just relaxed. So good. Extra AP ratios are super good. Extra shield on that W is super good. It's always nice to have a bit more when it comes to those kind of ganks and things like that, where, you know, you talk about it in terms of fine numbers, but it's true. What if Graves flashed out and was like 1 or 2, 10 HP, 15 HP, and now you have to commit flash to get the kill? A buff allows you to get the kill without using flash, which means you can use the flash somewhere else. And that stuff impacts win rates, 100%. Small buffs and nerfs can have good impacts for champions that are, you know, borderline not so good at the moment. Now, the nerfs we're seeing on Kindred and Rexa, for example, they're meaningful, but the champions are so strong they don't do anything to the actual meta. Whereas a more fringe-like meta champion with those nerfs would feel it quite heavily, right? 50 to 49, 48%. But if you're going from like 54 to 53 or 52.5% win rate, you're still strong. So I like it, you know, but the death here, this ganking assessment, I wish she would have made the same ganking assessment here. A bit more patience to see how things move. Twitch is going to go in, we're going to get Lulu ulted and hups the Ezreal out of space and time. More ticks, not secured, but I mean, that's Twitch. Really, these supports, like, you got to ward that up beforehand, but hey, I like the Graves rotating here. We don't stop for the blue. The Twitch is going to try to go around minions, but the Q will miss, it doesn't matter. I like how he just ults him just to guarantee the kill too. That's fine as well. Dyna says, look, I stole the Herald, I'm doing my blue side quadrant, I see you down bottom side. I like this too, this is huge. Don't go farming your camps. If you can't impact this whatsoever, use a Herald, get yourself some gold. Look at this. Oof. Build AP, smack the turrets down. And obviously here, if you see low HP targets, you don't have a Herald for this whatsoever, sure, rotate and clean up, definitely. Now, is the Graves going to collapse in on this? I don't think he should. He doesn't. You know, you could go hold it, but he did his job ganking bottom side, 420, nice. Really good from Diana, but severely compromised the Yasuo this game, like hugely. What is he meant to do right now? And you see the ping there, go do the Raptors, because she knows what she did. So this is good, healthy teamwork. Hey, look, I know I did what I did to your lane. I know. So go ahead and take the Raptors, at least while the wave gets pushed back, and I'll come and maybe give you a cheeky gank as well. Yasuo has 3.9k gold. Same as the Nico. Dyna's a 6.5k gold at 1130. Oof. This is good. This is good. When we talk about the gold threshold, what we refer to, scenarios, 14 minutes, Master Yi, 9,000 gold. We're at 11:45, 12 minutes almost, and we're basically at 6.5, almost 7. For a non-Yi player in this MMR range, with only one real turret smacked around, with, you know, not that many kills, and not the best farm in the world, this is fantastic. Our ult is up, we see the bottom lane, we know some will burn. Can we go in here? Heal is just rinsed, so we should be able to go in here and get the double R, which of course we do. Extra damage from everyone across the board. And now our Seraphine is going to run away. We will have a Q up, no E up unfortunately, but that's fine. Rocket Bolt for the assist, give it away. I like this. That's why, you know, some people, they kind of focus too much on the fact that sometimes we talk about those first clears and the strategic decisions in the first 6 minutes. Well, that's because every decision you make after 6 minutes is actually pretty damn good. You get it, you get the flow, you know where to cut, you see the macro, you counter jungle, equal and opposite, objective focus, kill conversion ratio, all the jungling stuff that you need. You love it, you do it. But your first 6 minutes is so terrible that sometimes it doesn't really matter because you're always playing catch up. Now, fortunately, in this new plat era, which will be a kind of bad X plat and good X gold fused in one rank, you're going to get a mix of things that happen. Now, this Graves, again, has not played terribly, but I'm willing to bet that most of you identify with this Graves. Farming a little bit, getting a few ganks, doing a few things here and there, feeling like we're doing solidly, and then in jungle's just getting freebies. But now you watch it from the Dyna's perspective, and you're like, hey, these aren't freebies, she's actually just playing damn well. Now, in this particular case, you know, and I know, that we don't contest dragons for no particular reason. What do we do instead? We just keep farming. Yep. Waste of time. So again, as I start singing her praises, it is not good. Just leave it. Leave it. This is gone. You got this stuff. Go. Boom. 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 Oh, wait a second. I could just go gank the gangplank when my R is available. Let's just go kill that guy, and then I'll steal your camp, sir. Fall back to my blue side. So you could cut up here, do the gankings after the scuttle, of course, shove it up for Darius a little bit, go and take this stuff while you see them do that, then cut back down, take all of this will have all have respawned. So much gold in the pocket in exchange for one little dragon. That's worth for me. 100%. And now we're low, we face check, we're compromised, we're clearing vision. Are we really going to go for a fight here? I mean, I see the Twitch going in, but I don't really care what the Twitch is doing. If he dies doing this while I'm killing the gangplank and stealing all the stuff, I'm okay with that trade. And that you have to be as a farming jungler, but especially as Diana, because you're playing around your ultimate. Anyone who does is going to be in that same kind of situation. And now the gangplank is obviously scaling up a little bit and still somehow, you know, dealing with this Darius quite well. So he should be dead. All of this should be gone. This should be gone. We could repeat gank it again. So many good things we could have done instead of contesting that dragon. So that's the next step, right? Fix your first clear. Don't compromise that full clear for a gank unless it's guaranteed to be good, you know? And because the game plan didn't flash, and I'm willing to bet that she saw, do Grump before blue, I'm willing to bet she saw the Gangplank die, but didn't know whether he burned the flash or not. And she left a Grump on the field instead of actually just doing that, and just lost her blue buff. That's why you do the Grump for better sequencing, but also, hey, if I can rotate, then I've got the buff to fall back, because I don't really need it at the moment. And then things would have developed nicely. You gank the Gangplank after full clear, you fall back to your scuttle, you see this guy here, you go with this, you do this, he walks back to lane, you can just do the Krugs, wait for him to come back, and then Jesus kill him. As the Graves is resetting, go back down here, gank bottom lane as Graves is trailing you again. Now you can do this quadrant. Everything that we've seen would have happened, just in a different order of events. I probably would not have made that play. Probably would not have made the play. So hopefully that makes sense, right? Hopefully you see where those plays were possible, and where she's making mistakes for clear decision-making right now. Don't contest the dragon. I like the second... given what she did, I liked what she did for the bottom lane. Was quite good. We did get a dragon from it as well. Now we're compromised because of our own overcommitment onto the Neeko and using all our spells. So we should be here triple killing all these suckers with our team. And if our team get it, great. But if you're in a game where your team don't get it, that's on you. And now you can say, well, my team inted, they died. Yeah, but you also chunked yourself against the Neeko. You should be here fighting this straight up, right? And if you're not, no one else to blame but you, because now we kill them, we take this, we wait for this wave, we shove this. Yes, 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 yes. Take the turret, please. There we go. Everyone's going to be respawning, so don't obviously overcommit and stay here looking for counter jungling and such things. Graves is just like, nah, which is fair. He takes our Grump, second Herald is up, let's go for it. We have now Nash's Tooth completed. I do like the Nash's Tooth quite a bit for these kinds of games where you... Oh, he didn't actually take the Grump. Hazy sleeping. So I do actually like these games where you do want to kind of push a little bit the turrets. You're not entirely sure how the team fighting is going to go. Your team has been doing solidly, but the game's kind of close still, and all it takes is one bad team fight. And you want to be able to, in this situation, say, that is a bad team fight. I'm not interested, but I'm going to take all these turrets. And if anyone rotates, I'm going to kill them too. That's what we want. Graves, 6.5k gold. Diana, 9k gold at 17 minutes. You're not for platinum? A platinum 4, split 1? I'm happy with that. Like, this is a good foundation upon which to grow your jungling. Really is. You know, you've always got to look at it that way as well. Hello, good night, Protoboat. Seraphine is going to be chasing down the Lulu who shields herself. Seraphine's going to keep chasing. The Diana gap closes onto the minions, kills the cannon because that is the most important thing. Now she's going to chase down the Seraphine as well. Here she goes, waiting for the Q. Gets stunned, hits the Q. Will that be enough? We get sped up by the Lulu. We get to go into the E. We get to R. We're using our W and of course a few more auto attacks and a Q to finish it off. Yeah. You have to make it seem more interesting sometimes because this is killing a Seraphine, which is of course Odin's work, but not always the most exciting stuff. I do like the overall, you know, positioning here. Graves goes mid lane. I don't like sitting around waiting for dragons. For me, this is like a cardinal sin. Hey, look, I shoved this up. I'm taking that. You could have pushed this up a bit more, right? This guy's pressuring here. You could push this up more as well. You could push this up as well. You could just go kill the Graves. Don't sit in the pit waiting for dragons, yeah? Worst case, fall back and do your red so you actually get the golden experience. Don't give it, right? And then go to the dragon. See, now we should be on the dragon straight up. No standing still moments, always moving, always moving. Anakin Skywalker, as said by Obi-Wan Kenobi, always on the move. Has to be. Because if you're standing still, you ain't getting gold, you ain't getting experience, and the enemy who might be will catch up. Like, he's a level ahead of you now. 132 CS, 520, alright. He should not be by any stretch of the imagination, and obviously because, you know, experience leeching and kill catch-up experience and objectives and things like this all provide stuff. It's just, you know, when you kill people higher level than you, that's all stuff that adds together. But I feel like if we just hadn't stood still and we'd kept a bit, you know, more of a vociferous presence on the map, then I think we would have had equalized that quite nicely. Now, obviously, our team are kind of sieging a little bit. Yasuo's pushing this, we're pushing this. There's no real reason to farm it up at the moment. However, if your Darius is here with your team, you can go split push this. 1-3-1, 1-3-1. Pretty easily, 2 bottom lane here. Now we're moving to the top side. Activating the Herald, let's go straight to Baron. Yeah, I like this too. No joke, I do like this. Literally. There is always risk in this stuff, so you've got to know if you're going to turn or not. But I love kind of like forcing it a little bit, especially if we can do it. They do know we're on it though, now they're all going to cut down. So I'm not it looks shitty at the moment, but I'm okay with kind of looking and thinking about these things. Again, the execution doesn't have to be perfect. You can make the wrong calls, but I like to know that a platinum level jungler is thinking about these things, because it makes a big difference in the games when that's just a win con, or like it's a snappy decision that wins you the game. Like they sent 3 here, boom, done. I'm glad you're thinking about it. However, we could probably say, listen, without the base being open and Yasuo being dead and, you know, them pushing at mid lane, maybe we should probably just go ahead and push top lane a little bit instead. That is a safer play, for sure. If our bottom lane joined us, we could have rinsed it and burnt it maybe. There's a lot of ways you can think about it, but I do like that we're thinking about doing those Barons. Didn't pan out. Bottom lane, obviously, you know, we've all made Baron calls where we can easily get the kills here, and then our bottom lane just doesn't do anything. We're able to get the kill. We have the stopwatch, and we're going to have to watch that Q bounce back from the graves there. Yes, we do. Nice pullback and kite by the Darius. I like that as well. This is going to do... I like this. Place a Herald in a side lane. Force an objective so that they have to deal with it. This is going to get good shove. If everyone rotates with you, you can get it. And while our bottom lane was slightly compromised, we can do it now, no? Surely? Now we can do it. There we go. So it's not always about that immediate play. It looks not so good sometimes in the moment, because you don't know results based. It's like, oh, they rotated, that sucks, it looks terrible, my bottom lane died. That's fine, right? Herald got a nice shove here. Woo, nice charge onto that. Yasuo's dead. We used his dead time to drag them over. We made the pick. We made the kill because we're far ahead. I like that overall. Again, execution not perfect, but it worked out nicely. And that's the kind of thing I think Platinums need to think about. Don't relax too much, because what happens is you don't punish enemy junglers or enemy teams enough, early, mid, or late. And so you just want to be able to say, look, there's 2 bot lane, what can we do? And if it's Farm My Grump, it's the wrong play. And obviously you don't want to start up the Baron solo and die and throw it, right? Like that does happen as well. Happened in a live session earlier today. I said, hey, let's do the Baron. They had 3. We had a split push of bottom side pressuring. They lost 1. They lost 2 from a pick. And they just postured so much, and the support didn't rotate, and they could have easily gotten it, but everything that could go wrong in that play went wrong. And then they lost the Baron. So you've got to be able to make the plays as well. Because the decision and the ability to... The decision to fight and the ability to win the fight are not the same thing. You always got to remember that. Hey, look, I can go in and kill 2 people. Cool. If you miss 3 spells and you die, it's not because the decision was wrong. It's because you just missed 2 spells, 2-3 spells. Unless you're Zed. Historically, that doesn't really matter. Yasuo pushing with the Baron. This is exactly what we want in this elo. I love it. I love it. And we're split pushing with Diana. We've got here the Zhonya's, the needlessly large rod. This guy's doing this. We could go and join into this fight if we wanted to. We can also just siege and hit this turret, which I think is what we probably should be doing at the moment with the Lulu shielding us up. Because, you know, there's no reason to be standing still again. Hit it. Let's go. There we go. We've got W as well. Cool. Round the world. Top inhib, mid inhib. Make a pick here if possible. Don't like the overcommit. Would rather us move to the bottom lane and shove that out. I'm glad Twitch is thinking about that. That's kind of what we want to be looking for here. Always making that exact play. Don't push and die. Don't push and overcommit. Don't push and die in the fountain. Just top inhib, mid inhib, bottom inhib. Rotate around. Now we're out of mana. Use a stopwatch again. Now everyone's going to have to leave. See, now you can leave. Now you just fall back to the dragon, right? Leave. Go, 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 go. It's okay to give the 3 inhibs. They can't do anything. There's a huge deficit. Just go. Do the dragon, reset. Do the dragon and reset, or reset, then do the dragon. Take your red buff. We want 16 ideally, but we're not quite close enough. Quickly take this dragon. There you go. And then group up and shove an end. This is a very good textbook how to carry with good fundamental strategies. There you go. Twitchy's happy. After all the passive-aggressive pings on the bottom side, he did a great job using what Diana gave him. And obviously it's Twitch Lulu, so. Now we all group up as this wave pushes in, all 3 waves, and we can just slowly siege. There's not a lot of coaching to go into this game at the end here, but I just wanted to showcase it to you, because I think it's good to have this visualization. As a plat, gold, emerald level jungler, you know, what mistakes am I still making in the early game that compromise me, that stop me getting fed? How can I fix that with good second rotation jungling? Main channel video covered that as well, explicitly for everybody. And then how can I keep that pressure up and push to end by 26, 28? Whereas a low elo game, this would go to 30 plus. High elo game, this would be over 22. And you're seeing that kind of middle ground between high and low elo in this represented. So I think that's a really good thing to look at. Remember, if you're going to full clear as all champions, please make it good. Wolves Grump, don't do blue Scuttle Grump. It's terrible. You're slow. It's useless. And make your ganking assessment a little bit better on fire. You don't want to make bad ganking assessment, give buffs over to lanes. It's just never good. So thank you very much for watching. A little quick one today. Hopefully you enjoyed and learned something. Join me. Memberships, Discord, courses, everything you need to climb. Fast as hell and split too. Let's do it.